Well, time is running out for Congress to pass another stimulus bill as millions of Americans, I call it relief bill, millions of Americans are set to lose jobless benefits at the end of the year. This as thousands of California inmates are accused of filing fraudulent pandemic unemployment claims from previous relief bills, including Scott Peterson. So should lawmakers be careful with the next round of relief? Joining me now is Democrat strategist Kelly Hyman and GOP strategist Lauren Claffey Tomlinson. Good to see you both, ladies. Lauren, what is holding up the relief?
Well, what's holding up the relief right now is Nancy Pelosi's insistence that we have a much larger package than what the Treasury Secretary or Mitch McConnell in the Senate think is actually necessary for the next round of relief. She was probably holding it up because of the election. Quite frankly, she said a couple of times that she didn't want to give Donald Trump a win right before the election in regards to sending out more stimulus checks. But at this point, Mitch McConnell has indicated that he really wants a smaller, more targeted program that would use existing funds that they've already allocated that haven't been distributed yet, and then much more targeted unemployment relief and liability protections that he thinks would make the most impact on Americans' lives as we get through the virus before the vaccine can be distributed.
So, Kelly, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with breaking this thing up, this massive multi-trillion-dollar thing up into pieces that everybody can agree on, like extending PPP for the small business owners?
Well, I think it's important for us to help American people. I mean, we have to remember that the HEROES bill was passed in the House of Representatives in May, but the Senate, rather than focus on that, they were more concerned of pushing through a nomination to the Supreme Court where people were struggling personally, professionally, and financially. And so
they were more concerned. No, it wasn't that. I mean, it was that they disagreed with the amount of money and where the money was going, that not all of it was going for COVID relief. That was the reason that the Republicans balked at the initial offering by Democrats.
Well, we can agree to disagree. You know, I think that it's important to help the American people that are struggling. And as I said before, it passed through the House, and the Senate should have passed something to help people, because people, you know, are struggling.
But you didn't answer my initial question. Why not just focus on those things everybody can agree on so that you can get the money out there as quick as possible, like an extension of PPP for small business?
Right. You know, I think it's important to help people, but I think it's important to have a complete package and to make sure that they're okay. But absolutely, we should move forward to help people as soon as possible. Definitely. And there should be some kind of agreement. People should work across party lines and help people. It shouldn't be a political issue. It should be about helping people.
Right.
And as soon as we can help people, we should definitely do it. Absolutely.
Well,
and
Lauren,
move things forward.
Now that the election is over, I mean, we can maybe make these deals to at least get out pieces of this that everybody agrees on. The problem, though, with these multi-trillion-dollar plans, whenever the government spends $1 billion, let alone $1 trillion, you're going to have waste, not just waste, but real abuse. When you hear stories about money going out to prisoners, money that is supposed to be going out to working Americans, that bothers a lot of Americans, including me. I don't want my taxpayers' money going to the wrong place.
Yeah, I mean, the system in California where they weren't cross-matching if people applying for aid were in prison is just atrocious. Luckily, 35 states have programs that actually flag that. But it's not just the issue in California that we've seen with the fraud and the waste. I mean, anytime you have a government program, I mean, the government does not do this type of stuff very well. And we've seen over $145 million get scammed out of the money that's been sent out. And that's just one estimate, I think, from the FTC. The Secret Service is investigating over 700 claims right now. I mean, the fraud is very widespread. And it's something that we have to be much more cognizant of if we're going to be sending out this money, especially if the Treasury just wants to send out blanket checks again, which helps a lot of people. And I'm not saying that shouldn't happen, but there needs to be more safeguards in place because they sent them out to people that are not alive anymore, the wrong addresses. I mean, it was the system was horrible and the distribution was horrible. So I think they really need to take a look at what is actually going to impact people's lives, what is going to make the biggest difference in getting through these last couple of months, because we've seen unemployment claims tick up since the past couple of months because more lockdowns are taking place. The relief measures that were in place, like PPP, have expired. So now is the time for them to revisit this. But instead of Nancy Pelosi's HERO Act that they put together in May that really focused a lot of money on giving it to the states for election security issues and absentee ballots, they probably need to revisit that and look at what are the distribution issues we're going to be having with the vaccine come the spring, and how can we make sure that
Kelly,
people get through
that's
that
the
gap?
point. The situation has changed since the first HEROES Act came out. I mean, we now have these vaccines coming online. We've got at least 4 or 5 of them. I mean, it's going to be a huge endeavor. We've never done anything like this before. Of course, we've never shut down the government before like we did through COVID. So shouldn't we be refocusing our efforts on just how to deal with the vaccine and get this country back to work 100%?
No, absolutely. I think you bring up a really good point.
Hold on a second. That's for Kelly. Go ahead, Kelly.
Absolutely. I think you bring up a really good point. We need to tell people that are struggling personally, professionally, and financially, and definitely, help them, especially, with the vaccine as well, and make sure that, people can get back to work and they don't lose their homes and they have food on their table. Absolutely. We need to move this country forward.
Yep. I think we can all agree on that. Kelly and Lauren, good to see you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.